Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians Cast Unlimited, episode 27. I'm your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with our newest member of the Real Whovians Cast, Ben. What's up, Ben?
Not much. Long-time listener, first-time joiner.
I know. All right, so, as you know, this show focuses on, I'm the host, focuses on one member, and that's you, and you can only appear once, unless, of course,
Okay.
you're a co-host. So, I'm going to ask you a few questions. What year did you first watch Doctor Who?
That would be, I believe, 2013, around when the 50th was coming out.
Okay. And I'm just going to fix your volume so you can get better.
Sure.
All right. Talk again. Let me say hello.
Hello.
Okay, it's a little louder. Good. All right. So, your first episode was what?
Dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Okay. And that basically got you involved to watch Doctor Who further, right?
Well, actually, one of my friends, she was telling me about Doctor Who and said, you should give it a shot. You might like it. And I put it off for a bit. And then when I saw they were doing a marathon before the second half of Series 7, I gave it a shot. And I really, it grabbed me.
So you went back after Dinosaurs on a Spaceship and you watched Matt Smith's run, or did you watch before
that? I watched Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Then the next night, Doctors Revisited, Third Doctor, which was Spear Out on Space. But then I followed your advice from one of your older casts where you said, get New Who out of the way, then do Classic Who, which is what I did. I found 9 through the back half of 11 online. I just went through it.
I think that's the easiest way to do it, really.
Yeah, I have most of New Who on DVD, too.
So you've seen every episode of New Who now, right?
Yes, I got them through Capaldi.
And you've seen every minisode, too?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And I've seen every Tom Baker episode, too.
It's funny how we don't get any minisodes lately. So we used to get them all the time. So what do you, if you were, now that you've seen every single episode of New Who, what do you think Moffat's problem was with Capaldi? What would you have done if you were in charge of Series 8, Series 9, and Series 10? What kind of story arcs would you do? How would the Doctor act, etc.?
Well, in Series 8, I would probably let the Doctor kind of have his usual post-regeneration amnesia and take a while to get used to his new face. But I wouldn't have him be Hartnell grumpy, just a little grumpy, then maybe gain a little Troughton Pertwee-ness of being kind of a fun grandfather who likes to travel. And I liked bringing back the Master, and I like Missy, so I had no problem with them changing her into a girl. I think that was the experiment before they decided they're ever going to do the female Doctor. But for story arcs, I would have just maybe made it more like Classic Who, because I kind of miss when Classic parts, like you watched Part 1, Part 2.
Which one?
And I miss the way they used to do Classic Who, Part 1, and next weekend Part 2.
Yes. And they were longer too.
Yeah.
Episodes.
Then you didn't get burnt out so quickly.
You know when the episode's going to begin. You know when the episode's going to end. You know, with the Classic Who, sometimes they went 6 episodes. Well, 6 parts. I got to watch it. Back then it was called parts. So 6 parts, 8 parts. You didn't even know. It was there was no internet. There's no, you could buy a magazine, but it would be outdated and it wouldn't be like whatever. So you never really got to know what was going on, before it was happening. So you just watched it and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And for story arcs, I definitely would have kept Davros, and I thought that was my favorite part of Series 9.
Yeah.
Was seeing Capaldi.
I think the biggest problem with New Who is that there's inconsistencies with the episodes.
Yes.
Which, they should have a rule where the person that's writing New Who has seen every single New Who episode, first of all. Because I understand if you can't see the classic, but you could always go back and watch the classics. But they're making inconsistencies based on New Who stuff most of the time. The moon is an egg and then it's not an egg. The Truth Monks, they changed the world because of Bill, but then they don't remember Bill. because different writers on different episodes. It's not working.
Yeah.
So we have Bill, how she is a loner. She has no friends. She smiles at this girl that she likes, and she gives her extra chips. And she's taking care of her mother financially, her stepmother.
Yeah.
You know, foster mother, whatever. And then all of a sudden, she's popular and getting a house with friends and the heck with her mother and whatever, and they have money for all this. And then she's back to the same Bill that she was in season 1. So they're not writing the companion right because they're all different. Like, even if you're going to write the companion a different way, each writer, at least know her history and know, okay, if in episode 1 she's doing this, then have a little dialogue with the mother. Maybe there was a falling out, and then maybe she got her own place. But there's no... Moffat has a problem with parents of the companions and characterizations. Russell T. Davies nailed it when he got Jackie Tyler. He got her right, Mick Smith, all the background families. But with Moffat, he's kind of cold. Like, he'll have an interaction with Brian, who's Rory's father, and he's like, you know, what if, you know, they die on you? And then what are you going to do? You're going to tell me they're dead? Like, you're not going to tell me? And the doctor never went back and told him that.
Yeah, it was just that mini-sode with their son bringing him the letter.
So I have a problem with the way he handles things. And on one hand, he saves Gallifrey, and he does crazy stuff, but then he doesn't save Amy or Rory, which he could park a TARDIS in Jersey or something. It's like, it makes no sense. So that's the problem I have with Moffat's writing. And his team. I mean, we've heard that Mark Gatiss had wanted to do the Ice Warriors forever. It's like almost as if Moffat's telling him what to write. And then, you know.
Yeah.
But I used to really love Moffat stuff. He was a genius, you know, and I said that all the time in my old cast.
Yeah, because I'm Girl on the Fireplace, the Doctor Dances.
Great.
Empty Child.
And the feeling of Doctor Who has gone down. Like, Moffat was excited about new music. Moffat was excited about trailers. Moffat, like, made the feeling in it. Like, you really felt the 11th Doctor's friendship with Amy Pond and Rory and then with Clara. And then when Capaldi comes in, it's like he tells Murray Gold, yeah, we don't need no new music for Matt Smith's Regeneration. Just use the Rings of Akaten music. Or just use this. And it's like, what do you mean? It's like, why are you doing that? And it's like, the 50th was a mess. Ugh. I mean, it could have been so much better.
I agree. Hey, it's 50
but it was a hot mess.
It's 50 years of Doctor Who. That's something to squat with the classic Doctors.
And the season, Tom Baker's the anniversary year, we didn't get a season. They leaked Series 7 into the 50th, but we never really got any new episodes. These actors were just chilling. So we only got for the 50th year, we got the 50th and Time of the Doctor, which was horrible.
And the mini-sode with Paul McGann regenerating.
Which really was good. But
that was awesome.
You know from watch previous casts, ever since that interview with Russell T. Davies and Moffat going over all the Doctors, Moffat hated that Paul McGann pushed the button. And you knew he was going to change it. Because the way he was talking about it, like one day, I think they should have never messed with that. I mean, I love John Hurt. I loved his movies and everything, but I don't like how Moffat just confused the crap out of people with that.
Yeah. I watched a lot of your casts when I was still a new Doctor Who fan. Yeah. So that kind of helped me.
Oh, yeah, cool. Thank you.
Choose how to watch Doctor Who and this, that, and the other thing.
There are a lot of real Whovians. 1,030 episodes.
Yes,
I know. I'm a nut when it comes to Doctor Who. That's why it drives me crazy when people say I hate Doctor Who. But
I got the Exploding TARDIS poster right over there.
Awesome, dude. That's awesome. That is cool. What else I wanted to ask you? Okay, so do you feel that, like, the new Who companions, let's say like Clara, for instance, right? Do you feel there was a big change in her from Matt Smith's Doctor to Capaldi? Like, totally different, like a 180?
Yeah, I felt I liked her when she was with the 11th Doctor because they were kind of buddies.
Yeah, flirt and then whatever, maybe something would happen with them or something. Yeah.
And then she became the plot device in Series 8 and Series 9. Like, everything revolved around Clara. Clara who's co-starring the Doctor.
Yeah. Even in Class Season 1, Episode 1, it's like Clara. He was talking about Clara. So was Clara.
And Claire's forced romantic love interest with Danny Pink, which I couldn't care about.
You know, I really say since the caretaker episode, I really thought when we were watching it live and everything, I really thought that Danny Pink was going to be a companion. I thought he was going to travel with her because he wanted to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
Which, you know what I'm saying? But that never happened. That was a missed opportunity, I think. And it was so weird how the actor's 1 minute part of this and then he's not part of the dynamic at all. Yeah. It's like, oh. You wonder what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody says the wrong thing, they piss somebody off, and then it's boom. Danny Pink gets hit by a car.
That's why Capaldi had to fight for a lot of classic stuff to be in Series 10.
I know. I think the funniest thing I've ever seen one of the funniest things is that they had this little micro couch, and Danny Pink had joked about Pink on the couch. Like his legs are like a basketball player. He's like out there like this. He's like on this micro midget couch, and Clara's small. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I have a thing where it's like I don't want it to go downhill, and it is.
Yeah,
and it's sad. I mean, it's not like the classic series. Classic series was so much better.
Yeah, it was.
So much better.
Stories were so much better.
Times was so unique.
Yeah,
Sarah Jane.
Yeah,
with
Joe Grant.
Romana. I mean, they're all different.
Ace.
All these companions are the same now.
The same cookie cutter female la-di-da-di-da.
Right. They're like, oh, and every time they're like, well, Bill is part Donna, part this, part... No. How about she's part nothing? How about she's just different?
Bring back. We need a companion like Ace again. Someone who's a badass with a rocket launcher that blows a Dalek's head clean off.
I know. I like things explained. I wish we would have found out what happened to Ace. You know?
I thought they did in Sarah Jane Adventures episode.
They almost put her in.
Death of the Doctor, and Sarah was telling Joe what happened to the other companions.
That I liked. But then it's weird because if Ian and Barbara Chesterton, because I heard they got married, whatever.
Yeah.
If they are young, then they can't be shown unless they
That's
have
another
those
thing.
actors. Yeah.
Class and the caretaker. You couldn't get Ian Chesterton to show up?
I know, right?
Like
so many missed opportunities. They could have had all of them in it. They could have had all the classic Doctors in the 50th. And they there was so many ways they could have done it. You know?
Exactly.
But they just don't want to, risk it, which is so stupid. I mean, if you would have had, like, the computer, like the TARDIS be a hologram of Doctor with the brain patterns and just answer, ask a question or something, and they'd be, like, talking to him stuff,
Yeah. Like, I wish Christopher Eccleston would come back, but he does not like Doctor Who.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh,
that's not? No, definitely not. That's Moffat. No, he does love Doctor Who, but it was a situation where he left because of Russell T Davies, I think. And then there was another situation that he left because he didn't do the 50 because of Moffat. So he actually, if you really watch stuff, he helped someone get married. He acted like a doctor. That. Yeah. So if he hates Doctor Who, and even said he regrets leaving, because he would have did so much more with the character. Which I really hope that he does big finish audios or something. Maybe
I would love to see him with the 12th Doctor. The sass meter would be off the scale. Just bickering at each other.
I know.
I want Matt Smith to do some big finish.
I'd
buy that in a heartbeat.
I don't understand. My thing is, I don't understand what's the big deal if they could commission a special. Forget about no more Christmas specials. How about that for now, right? Commission it will be a Doctor Who special, right? That airs once a year. You don't even know when it airs. It's a mystery. And that would take place of the Christmas special. And it would be a lost episode special.
Yeah,
and it would focus on any Doctor, and you never know who it's going to be each year.
Yeah, like I was saying in the other cast.
And it could be Craig on his honeymoon, and then Matt Smith shows up. They do the Sea Devil episode that they were going to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You could basically solve plot holes that way, where you could show, and I would do the special as an hour and a half to 2 hours, where you could have Matt Smith saving Amy and Rory, and just he doesn't remember it because he goes to the snowman episode, and he touches the memory worm by accident, and it wipes his memory of the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because they could do that by accident. He forgets.
Yeah, that would be cool. And then they could, like I said in the other cast, they could do one with the Ninth Doctor after he's just regenerated from the War Doctor, and he finds the TARDIS warns him that the Nestine consciousness is coming, so he heads to Earth and goes into a department store and finds his leather jacket, and then tie it into Rose.
They could do that. They need to explain a lot of things, but
or give Paul McGann a few more episodes.
I don't see why I can't give him a season or two, or 3.
Exactly. I've always wanted the Paul McGann season.
Why instead of doing these stupid shows, just give the money and do like a thing? You know what they could do? They could do a Netflix. They could do a Netflix Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And it would be a whole season of Paul McGann. Just
that would work.
Put it on Netflix. Yeah.
Paul McGann needs something.
And you know what? The master from the audios. Paul
McGann, that guy
instead
of the Eric Roberts master.
So that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would.
That's definitely a missed opportunity. The Eighth Doctor. He was so awesome. Without even one episode, everybody's like loving it. It's like
he's got Big Finish. He's got comic books. He's got.
And I heard he's got like the best audios ever too.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
And that was what I'd be listening to is the audios with him, because we don't have anything with him other than he sewed in that one episode. But
yeah.
What about the silence? Did you like the silence?
Funny you say that. I just last week was watching the first few episodes of season 6 with the Apostle Astronaut. Yeah, I like those 2 episodes.
I don't understand, and I don't understand why the silence was never on camera with the Truth Monks. Not the Truth Monks, the Headless Monks.
Yeah.
And why don't they should have made somebody behind the Truth Monks that we just had this 3-part episode? They should have had somebody behind them. Really, they kind of ruined that too.
I would have preferred 3 regular episodes instead of that whole Truth Monks 3-parter.
That was so bad, so bad.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I don't like any episodes that are like Journey to the Center of the TARDIS episodes where they just wipe it.
The reset button.
Yeah, I don't like the. So I mean, you could, even though I liked Extremis.
Yeah.
It never happened. It's like, wow.
Honestly, I'd take the 3-parter over a sequel to Sleep No More.
Yeah, me too. That was garbage.
Yes, it was.
What did you think of the tone of the finale, Series 8, with Missy first appearing, the shocking announcements that she's, the master, becoming a woman, and also Clara and Danny Pink dying, and it looked like Walking Dead with like they coming out of the graves. What did you think of that whole weird? I mean, I really liked Dark Water a lot because it was like, he's like, go to hell. He was like, we're gonna go to hell. I'm like, oh my god, it was so new.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what the hell is the TARDIS doing?
Funny story about that. I stupidly had Twitter open that day, and I followed the BBC Doctor Who Twitter. They don't care if you get spoiled because I happen to have Twitter open and this big picture of Missy. I'm the one. You can't call me the master anymore, can you? And it just finished airing in the UK, and I'm like, well, I got that spoiled. My question is, if I didn't like Cyberbrig, that just kind of annoyed me.
Which one?
Cyber Brigadier.
Yeah, that bothered me a lot. A lot.
I thought that was an insult to Nicholas Courtney, and it's also like, if you can bring back them, where were the Amy and Rory Cybermen?
Well, I kind of believe that they weren't even in the groups. You know what it is? It's funny because I see the Amy and Rory situation as Doc Brown having a headstone that he died in 1885, whatever it was. And it's like, in other words, just meaning that maybe they faked the headstone so the Doctor would see it, so it doesn't screw up time.
Other than the Cyberbrig, I thought that was a decent finale.
Yeah.
I like Michelle Gomez as the master. I follow a classic Doctor Who Facebook page, and whenever they talk about the master, all those fans who don't like Missy, they're like, we don't count Missy as the master.
Wow, I do.
Classic. I do.
I like when
Just phenomenal.
Capaldi lost it and started punching the TARDIS. I love that scene. I love when he just starts breaking stuff. But I just wish I don't like the way it ended. I mean, it's like one of the worst endings in history that you get that type of style, and then all of a sudden Santa shows up with the TARDIS. I'm like, that was what are you talking about? That was like the most, like, somebody was drunk when they did that.
Exactly. You know, I really liked the Series 9 premiere when the Doctor gets his guitar.
I love that.
And Davros, and he meets Davros as a young child. I'm like, see, there you go. That's something that's never been done in Doctor Who before.
Yeah, they have my picture of, like, the reaction in Doctor Magazine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which, with the Davros reveal, that was really great. But that's what we were talking about on the cast. Why couldn't we have an opener like that?
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to go bigger, go better, right? So if that's Moffat's philosophy, why couldn't he have a great opener? Like,
think about it. Omega was last seen in the 5th Doctor. He's going to be in the K9 movie, yet he's never been back on Doctor Who. Capaldi versus Omega would be amazing.
Oh, definitely. Especially if he was wearing that friggin' outfit, and he's like, you know, really, you still wearing that? Like, you know, like it's like making fun of him and stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Look at you! Yeah, like I could just picture Capaldi this.
But they just get rid of the Sonic sunglasses, please.
I hate those things.
Those are so lame. Like, all you need is one of these. You don't need stupid sunglasses.
But I you know what it is? At first, I thought I liked it, but I don't like this new screwdriver. I miss Matt Smith's one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I
the
like
one's
that.
kind of a big.
It spins out, like, you know, it gets bigger and stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
I would have loved if they would have resolved the Dawn thing, because I always had this feeling that she had regeneration energy in the ring work.
Oh, the
whatever
Dawn?
Still. Yeah.
The best thing that would be cool, 9th Doctor, 12th Doctor, and Donna in the TARDIS at the same time. The sad.
I know. It's so funny. There was some things that they put in the 9th Doctor, like he visited Rose when she was 6, and he bought her a bicycle or something. It was like he did some side adventures, and she was like, "What?" Like he said something to her. They always do these things that they say so fast.
Yeah.
And you got to, like, just try to pay attention to see what, you know,
exactly
what you catch. You know, it's funny because, like, you go by the classic series, the 7th Doctor saw and witnessed the Brigadier dying. He was there for it. But Matt Smith's Doctor, the 11th, wanted to visit the Brigadier, and he already passed. Yeah.
See, that's what that should have been the end of the Brigadier, not Cyberbreak. I love that phone call Matt Smith gets where he just, it's like it hurts him inside. Like, that's his best friend.
I know. That was really, you know, it was a missed opportunity, too. We could have had the Brigadier with David Tennant.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Sutari stratagem thing. And it's like they mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, I can just imagine Brigadier walking in, and 10th Doctor gets this big grin on his face because he hasn't seen him in so long.
Yeah.
Like in school reunion when he first sees Sarah Jane for the first time.
I like that episode too.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Anthony Head was in that too. Which,
yeah, Giles
they said that they kind of adapted Buffy into.
They should bring Mr. Finch back.
Yeah.
Because they technically he didn't.
Even David Tennant's bad episodes are good episodes. Like he just made it enjoyable, with the exception of Love and Monsters, though.
We don't talk about that.
I'll never give that credit for anything.
It's actually funny. I got a bunch of Doctor Who comics in a Humble Bundle, and one of the comic issues was a story that had Mr. Finch back.
Right. I think Moffat's, under Moffat's tenure, was Sleep No More is the worst, I think. That or Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. So that was just...
Yeah, those two.
Maybe, I mean, Journey to the Center you could watch, but Sleep No More I can't watch, period.
My favorite New Who episode of all time will always be Vincent and the Doctor.
That was a good episode too, man. So many.
Tony Curran was just perfect to play Vincent.
I love a lot of people. Some people don't like Matt Smith. I love Matt Smith as a Doctor.
I didn't know he's my first Doctor, and I cosplay him at cons sometimes.
I love his Doctor.
I hate when people say that. They're like, "Oh, let's just erase Moffat's run. Matt Smith was horrible."
No, that's the thing. Like they would never do that in history with Doctor Who. Exactly. They would never do a thing where they would undo years worth of stuff. And I hate when people do that in the comics. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that was my
why
first Doctor. he was my first doctor, so he holds a special place in my love of Doctor Who because his doctor got me into the show. Because I kind of identify with Matt being kind of a quirky.
I like his. That's why it boggles my mind how I just can't accept it that as close as he was with Amy and Rory, that he wouldn't find a way to save them. That Moffat contradicts himself. He's like, well, the Doctor always finds a way. Well, you made him find a way to save Gallifrey, but not Amy and Rory. It's like, oh.
Well, technically in the Dr. Mysterio, wasn't he trying to fix that thing?
He was, but he never got to fix it because he never got the gemstone or whatever. Dude, unless they'll have a thing where maybe they'll say off air that he got it back and fixed it.
Who knows?
Because that guy should show up as that guy. There's no reason why that guy can't show up as a superhero and save the day, or the Brigadier of Cybermen.
Yeah,
both of them, you know. But now with the classic series, what have you watched? Have you watched William Hartnell?
I did watch An Unearthly Child. I own on DVD the Doctors Revisited 1 through 4, which gives me the Aztecs, Tomb of the Cybermen, Spirit from Space, and Pyramids of Mars.
Nice.
So I got those, and I've seen them with 3 Doctors. So you're my replacements, a dandy and a clown.
If you pay attention with the 3 Doctors and compare it to New Who, Moffat stole the 3 Doctors and put it into Time Crash, because antimatter and matter canceled itself out. The TARDIS canceled itself out, exploded, imploded, whatever. And he did the same thing with Pandorica, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's when when Moffat's burning himself out when he's copying off himself.
Yeah. Also, another one of my Whovian pet peeves is those New Who fans that refuse to watch Classic Who.
Yeah.
They're like, you have to watch Classic Who. Too good to pass up. I made sure.
And I get pissed too because I have thousands upon that. Besides having thousands of casts, I had single videos of Doctor Who that I had like tons, and I would talk about episodes all the time. And people were like trying to rewrite Matrixlord history there that they never saw a classic.
I mean, once I stumbled upon Tom Baker, I found a Dailymotion page that had every Classic Who episode that was available, and I watched all of Tom Baker's run in a few months.
Yeah.
And
Tom Baker was my favorite, and then when David Tennant popped in, he was my favorite. You know, so it was like.
Yeah, I would call David Tennant's the Tom Baker of New Who because he really brought Doctor Who up into the.
I would agree with that.
And I think Capaldi's kind of the first Doctor / third Doctor of New Who.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you could say, because the Doctor I liked the least was Tom Baker. I just never got over it. You know, I could even go back and watch it, and I had my mind made up of that. And it's like stubborn with that, but I just don't get it. And it is the writing, I understand, but he could have acted differently. The way he came out and said certain things instead of. I don't like that they had him choke the companion right away. That did it for me because I was young and I was like that was.
The Doctor would never do that.
Right, and the fact that the timelines are like, oh, Perry's alive. She's with this, big over barbarian. Look how happy she is, and she's like this. It's like you don't care about your companion because you don't save her. Exactly. I understand, they could have explained it differently.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had her film something, I'm okay, doctor, whatever.
Yeah.
But she was, miserable. He left her with this guy. And I always joked about, they had a kid and it was medical variant. It was that's what I joked at, revenge or something, but.
Oh, I don't know if you've played it before, but on Facebook, there's a Doctor Who game, Doctor Who Legacy.
Oh, on Facebook? I haven't played that, no.
It's basically it's a game where you match gemstones, but you can pick a doctor and.
Oh, they had that Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Back to the Future on Facebook. I like that one.
Yeah, all the doctors on there have a ton of companions on there. It's a really good game. They recently added Bill to the game.
Did you ever see the 2 Doctor episodes? Like the 2 Doctors with Colin Baker and
yes, I did.
Patrick Troughton? That I always. When I first started doing videos, even before, That was like,
you thought there was an alternate second Doctor?
I thought the second Doctor was like could have been the 22nd Doctor. It could have been, revisiting a face. He restored his memories of his companions and just kept going.
The Time Lords erased Jamie's memory of meeting the second Doctor.
And then he restored it. So
yeah,
that's what I always felt, because technically he shouldn't age if they pulled him out of time or whatever it is or something.
Exactly. I love multi-Doctor episodes.
Spider's not supposed to age either, so
Yeah, that's why I like the 50th, because Matt Smith and David Tennant looked after each other perfectly.
I loved Lala Ward as Romana.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, and I loved her episodes. And
yeah, Sarah Jane's my favorite of the female companions.
Mine too. But it was even more believable because they fell in love and they got married.
Yeah.
And that's like, you could believe it that they had chemistry. Same thing like Sarah Jane didn't appear she had chemistry with, John Pertwee, but she didn't have as much chemistry as she did with Tom Baker. Tom Baker's definitely had chemistry.
I also like Harry Sullivan.
Yeah, he just
Harry Sullivan,
explain when he leaves.
To see you.
They don't explain when he just doesn't appear as a companion anymore. It's like, oh, that's nice. I loved it like Robot when he just like, they explain his regeneration's kind of like off.
Yeah.
He's coming out with all the outfits and everything, and
yeah, I like that one.
Within the hours of his regeneration cycle, and he's just, trying to get used to himself, and then.
That's the best line. I'm a doctor. Yes, you're a doctor. I'm the doctor. The definite article, you might say.
And it's funny, like some of the classic, like Brain and Morbius. He
I love that episode.
In his gas, and it actually killed the people in the room. Like the doctor's like, "The hell with this! I'm just killing everybody." And it was like, okay, nobody made a big thing like back then. It was like, "Oh, that's horrible," whatever. No, it just,
Yeah.
Here's what it is,
Exactly.
But it was I just like the one episode I just don't like with Tom Baker is the Leisure Hive.
Yeah.
I hate it. You know what it is? I think the reason why I don't like it is because the doctor was like out of commission kind of when he became old, and it was like he had to lean on Romana or whatever, and I didn't like that. I didn't like it like that the focus wasn't on the doctor. I didn't like it that it was just
understandable.
So
what really sucks is BBC is making a lot of classic Who out of print on DVD. Like Terror of the Zygons and Genesis, they're out of print, so of course they're going to be really hard to get unless you get them on iTunes.
When I was a kid and when I saw Tom Baker, Doctor Regenerates Peter Davison, at the time I didn't really know what the hell regeneration was because we didn't get the episodes in order, and it was like
it was all on the PBS networks and whatnot.
So I didn't know what regeneration was, and I was shocked, and I was like upset, but I liked Peter Davison.
Yeah.
And I liked like the lines that they gave him, explaining how he felt in this carnation about how he was supposed to feel about Romana or this one and this one. Because Tom
I didn't mind him as a doctor. I just found his episodes really.
Well, you know what it is? It's after a while the writing got weird. Where it's like there was so many people dying.
It was John Nathan Turner's era.
Yeah, there were so many people dying that Tegan's like, I'm done with this. You know.
You could say.
And just like Peter Capaldi, they're doing Peter Capaldi like Peter Davison, where everybody's dying. Everybody. I mean, the whole people in Knock Knock.
Yeah.
And he was concerned with Bill. The people in Thin Ice. Into the Dalek. It's like, could you, like when the lady got out of the room in Knock Knock, could you try to save her? Or just leave, it's like no effort. That's the writing, not him, but.
It's basically the opposite of the Ninth Doctor. Everybody dies.
They make it such a cold doctor that, I don't like that. And then some episodes he's like funny and he's like, Robot of Sherwood. Exactly. It's like, okay.
It's like Series 8. I could not, the first 2 episodes, I couldn't, like, my favorite intro to a Doctor is the 11th Hour.
And I did not like, when I first saw Deep Breath, I didn't like it because.
It took me, I had to watch it a few times.
My whole thing, it was disrespectful to, the girl in the fireplace down the Pompadour because, one, that was an accident that the ship, used the crew for body parts. It wasn't that all the ships in the fleet did the same thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand he was originally wanted Sophie Miles for a deep breath, and he was going to make her a part of it, whatever, right? And she couldn't, right? But don't even have, like, you know, a connection to them. Like, I don't like. So, you know, but it was a cool moment for Capaldi. It was very terrifying. Like, I felt for Clara, so there was good parts of it, you know. But then, you know, you go right to the next episode, and he's got coffee, and he's like saving this lady, and it's like, what? And I know they tried to do like Fantastic Voyage, where he shrunk down and all that, but you know, there was some cool scenes, you know, where the Dalek is like, you make a good. But I don't like that whole good man go. You know, am I a good man? Because how many times do you have to prove yourself? I mean, there's every, you know, why you ask that question?
Exactly.
You know, I don't like the way they resolved. I don't like how, you know, she all did it for his birthday, and then it's like, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday. It's like, what? It's like the writer just like took off for a couple weeks and forgot to finish the script, and it's like, all right, the Cybermen are not going to destroy the human race because Missy's crazy and you just want to wish him happy birthday. It's like, oh, okay. That's like,
and then Cyber Danny saves the day.
Or why doesn't Clara have regeneration energy in the Dalek? When all the Daleks got regeneration energy but her, and she's in the same room with all of them.
Yeah, that's
so I'm like, question. Wow, that's crazy. You know. But I'd be hating Doctor Who if I mentioned that, because they can't say anything.
Matrixlord hates Doctor Who.
It's amazing how, you know what it is? These people, and I'm not like trying to bash, but it reminds me, and I was talking about to Mike D about it. It reminds me about that Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, where Captain Picard is captured by the alien race called the Cardassians, right?
Yeah, the 4 bright lights one.
Yes. And they want them to see 4, and he saw 3, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, he's like, he did see 4, but he didn't let on. He just kept saying 3, you know? So these people will say it every single day for 365 days out of the year. It's a psychological maneuver. They'll go like, Matrixlord hates Doctor Who. Next day, Matrixlord hates Doctor Who. So by the 365 day that people are hearing them say that, they'll get some people that will actually believe it because they'll think that's part of history because they keep hearing people saying it. You know? It's like it's definitely like a thing with, you know, testing your intelligence. It's like they wear them down where it's like people just will start to believe that because they'll think it's true because they keep hearing it. And it's just, I don't understand why people are busy with that. Why don't you be busy with Doctor Who? Why don't you watch Doctor Who? Why don't you watch my podcast? You know? And we all get along, but that's, you know, unfortunately it's not the case. So what is your take on the way Clara was handled in the end?
I mean, well, I thought it was odd that the Doctor doesn't put her back where the Raven's going to get her. Like, she just goes off into space with a shield.
Yeah. And she can't die, supposedly.
Yeah.
Which is weird. How would you have resolved it?
Well, like the Doctor says, if you're going to take someone out of time, you have to put them back where they are. You're going to cause some kind of...
Well, wouldn't, like, and here's the thing, I got this in my head that the moment she dies, she's in the Nethersphere. Because Missy had that thing where she was watching the Doctor from Clara's eyes somehow. So if Missy could get a kid from Iraq and put him in, you know what I'm saying? It's like Danny Pink.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and if millions and millions of people are in the Nethersphere every time they die, why wouldn't her, you know, TV, because Clara's her TV, why wouldn't Clara be in there? With Danny Pink, because Danny Pink's still in there technically. He just can't get out. There's no energy.
Yeah.
So that's how I would have ended it. I would have been like, and if they do the thing with the Christmas special, they can explain it in 5 minutes. They show, you know, her traveling with a shoulder. Then they show the face of Raven, and then when she falls, they'll cut the camera where she's like, oh, and then Danny Pink is right next to her when she awakes in the Nethersphere.
Yeah,
and then they figure out how to get out. You know, Missy will maybe, you know, do something nice just before she kills somebody, and just maybe she did something nice, but she just freed her. from the Nethersphere. Then they had to throw away a line that Nethersphere can create bodies for people.
Mm-hmm.
So it could create bodies for them that's exact duplicate of their bodies from the DNA. And then they could just be like, oh, they're alive, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could always explain that, even though they had a funeral for Danny Pink and everything. They could say, oh, yeah, people, what it is, people forget. And they could be like, oh, he was on a military mission because he was in the military. And Clara was on a mission too, and she's back now. She's teaching in Colville.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it would have been even better if Danny Pink and her was doing like a second season of Class with them.
Yeah.
It would have been more interesting,
Yeah.
Did you watch Class?
No, I didn't.
Are you ever going to watch it? No. Right?
Nah, it didn't interest me when I saw the previews.
You want me to tell you what happens? Or no?
I know the Weeping Angels showed up at one point.
Yeah, they showed up. Which, I don't like things not resolved.
Yeah.
I have to know, all right, the Weeping Angels didn't take over the world. It's like,
and then
going to stop.
And then to force people to watch Class. It's like, you want to see next time on Doctor Who? Watch Class.
I got to tell you that whatever BBC America is doing, I hate it. That you want to see the trailer next time on Doctor Who, you got to watch Class.
Actually, they put the next time up on YouTube like early afternoon.
That's what I do. I watch BBC America and then I go on YouTube and I watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Because I already watched the season of Class, so it's older.
It's funny. I was kind of wish they had done a mini-sode of like all the doctors going to the Brigadier's funeral, kind of like paying their respects. Like they wouldn't all be there at the same time. If like one TARDIS Pertwee comes out, says something, leaves, and then Tom Baker, and then all the others.
They should have did something like that. I would think they would do something like that for Sarah Jane too.
Yeah, that's so.
All right, dude. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Not really.
Are you looking forward to New Doctor, Series 11?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what it's going to be.
What do you envision the Doctor to be? You want like a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 20-year-old?
Well,
you don't care?
Well, I like the idea of the guy who played Ichabod Crane in the Sleepy Hollow show being the Doctor.
Yeah.
Tom Eason, because he'd be kind of like a swashbuckling Victorian Doctor, kind of like the Eighth Doctor in the TV movie. I'll take Chris Marshall or Broadchurch David Tennant or whoever they choose.
I would like if Chibnall would use your choice and have Bastra as a companion.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because it got the impression that she was in the TARDIS before with Matt Smith, like she was a companion.
That would be interesting.
I can see if they ever did Big Finish audios, it would be Bastra as a companion too.
Or you could, if the show doesn't ever happen, just do some Paternoster Gang Big Finish shorts.
And I even envisioned that, if you want to just get rid of the Paternoster Gang, then when they're in present day, because maybe they have a spaceship or a time-traveling ship, that they are the new Torchwood. You got Bastra, you got Jen, you got Strax, you got River, and you got Captain Jack. And you get Gwen Cooper, too. All of them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it'll be a new Torchwood. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because if you don't forget, the Torchwood survives in Impossible Planet Satan Pit because they're the Torchwood archives when Rose and Tennant's Doctor visits there. So that's technically Torchwood in the future.
Okay.
So, which I definitely want. I want John Barrow to return.
Yeah, so do I.
He was great. Who else? Sure. What about Chris Marshall? It looks like he may be the Doctor.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what it's kind of looking like.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm fine with it. Just you can have a young Doctor, but don't cater to the fangirls who only watch Doctor Who because ex-Doctor is so hot.
Yeah.
Like don't cater to those who don't care about the whole mythos of Doctor Who. They just like the actor.
I would think that Series 11 should be like packed.
Yeah.
With old foes. I would do it that way. I would do it where I would throw everything at everybody in the first 3 episodes. You're like, what the hell is going to happen next? And then it's like...
Classic guys back. Classic villains. Draconians. Oh my god.
Right, and then you can do some stuff in the middle where it's like another plot, and then leading into the big ending, which would be shocking and big.
Bring back the Fenric, those vampire creatures.
That was great. Those you gotta take a look at that very closely. That episode next time you watch it again.
Yeah.
And look at the book where it names all the daughters. You'll see what I'm talking about. It says Clara. It says that. You see, it has all these names in there. But back then, it's weird. And in that episode, Curse of Fenric, it's like someone's dressed like 11th Doctor's suit, and someone's dressed like Tennant's suit. But back then.
It's also funny because in another timeline, there's a Doc Brown who marries a Clara Clayton.
Yeah, Back to the Future. And then it was just copied with Moffat because he was watching Back to the Future. It's funny, we joke around about how much Moffat copies of other things.
Yeah, because the truth marks with the Matrix.
It's so much that, I mean, I was talking to Chris off air because when we do the Everything show, and I was like, when I saw Alien Covenant, like, what the hell? Why do these look like something familiar? And then I figured out it was like Hellraiser and Ash vs. Evil Dead's Deadite, whatever. That looks like the but they just copy you up. Like Moffat you could tell what he's watching.
Yeah,
he was watching the Avengers. Who does Dr. Mysterio. It's like, all right, what are you going to watch next? And what are you going to translate that into? It used to be he wasn't doing that. He just did episodes and they were cool. Like Blink, and I'm like, oh, this is great, man. And then now it's like, he was ballsy when he did like Asylum of the Daleks. I'm like, oh, I did, because for years we were like, oh, we want the Daleks to destroy the planet, we want them powerful, menacing again, and he made him scary. All right, dude, I know it's late, so thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yep,
welcome aboard, and if you want to do everything shows with us, let us know too.
Yeah, I'm good for everything shows too. I watch comic book movies and.
You watch Walking Dead, all that stuff too, and Star Trek and all that?
I'm actually watching Next Generation on Netflix right now.
Nice. All right, dude. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye for now.